You watched the game last night, and you were on the record. You told Yahoo Sports no player in the world could have played through cramps like that, including yourself. Tell us your reaction. Elaborate.
I would say no athlete.
Yeah.
You know, when you hit with leg cramps and your muscles, start to contract like that, I mean, it's almost impossible to run, to jump, to move. I mean, you can limp through an ankle, you can limp through a knee, you can limp through pain, you can play with, viruses and everything else. But when you get hit with cramps, I mean, it just shuts you down, whether you play football, baseball, basketball, whether you run marathons. I mean, I've seen people on the 18 miles, they get hit with them cramps, and you just have to shut it down, and it's...
But Zeke, I got to ask you this question. What are we to make of it when we see an elite professional athlete like a Shannon Sharpe, for example? We know what a great tight end he was, how he could play the game of football, and he's tweeting like, come on, LeBron, this is a big game, basically like knocking him for not playing. What are we to say, or what are we to think when a professional athlete who's endured exactly what you just explained has an entirely different opinion than what you just explained?
Well, two things. So I was on Mike and Mike this morning, so I heard Shannon call in to defend himself.
Okay, I did not hear that. Okay.
And what he said was the first time LeBron went out asking out with cramps, he was saying, okay, that was the tweet. Right. And then the second time when he came back in to try it again, and then he went out, Shannon had a different response.
Okay, good.
So
glad I didn't know that.
So the second part is, when you're muscular like a guy like LeBron or a guy like Shannon Sharpe,
right? I
mean, there's no body fat on those guys. I mean, Skip don't have any body fat.
No, he doesn't.
I mean, me and you, we sitting here with
That's
a little.
right. We get a little,
got a little bit.
Yeah, we sitting here with a little. So, those guys, there's no room. So when their muscles tighten up, I mean, their whole body go down. So LeBron, it appeared to me that it not only was his left leg, it was almost like the left side of his body. And Shannon Sharpe talked about how he was laying in bed totally debilitated, where his whole body cramped up. And, we've seen it with high school kids, college football players, when they compete out in the sun. There's some period of time where the temperature gets too hot, where they just shut it down and they say, we can't play anymore. Now, was that an excuse? No. Did that actually happen to LeBron? Yes.
Here's my issue, and none of us are going to be able to know the truth of this. With 7:30 left in the game, LeBron waved to Spoelstra, take me out of the game. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if he was just overheated at that point, just flat out gassed, where he just couldn't breathe, or if he was starting to cramp. He wasn't limping at that point. He just missed a 3 on the wing, right. And he immediately turned to Spo and did what I thought was a little bit of a melodramatic, coach, take me, I can't go anymore, okay? I don't know, you see what I mean? I don't know what to read into that, because I've told you on this show, it's hard for us to know how hurt somebody is. What are they feeling? Nobody knows except LeBron James at that point. Yeah. I don't know exactly what you played through on your ankle, because I can't feel how bad it was. If I could hook up to a machine where I could say for 30 seconds, oh, God, that's what it felt like? How did that was the all-time heroic effort by Isiah Thomas. I don't know for sure, but it looked to me like the first time he asked out because he was just overheated. Is that fair?
I don't know if he was overheated, but you and I both have experienced cramps. And when it starts, you like, okay, it's coming. So
but when it starts, it just clamps. It's just an immediate
and
clamp,
like
and you're done.
Yeah.
You're shut down.
So maybe he felt, I don't know. Okay. So I don't even want to speculate what he may or may not been thinking.
All right, now let's get to what Stephen A. and I have gone back and forth on. 17 other players on the floor last night, and nobody else cramped, to my knowledge. I didn't see anybody cramp. Why is it that the world's greatest athlete, in a lot of people's eyes, maybe one of the fittest athletes in the world, LeBron James, has had some history of cramping? Who's to blame for that?
I would say it's dual. So the athlete has to take some blame for not understanding his body as well as he should, and then the medical staff, has to take some blame also. But no one in that arena expected when we came to the arena last night that we were going to face those conditions.
Sure.
You know, so when you prepare for a marathon, like you say,
the day before.
Yeah, you pumping, right? And so when we used to go and play at the Boston Garden, when there was no heat, I mean, no air conditioning, but it was only heat, you know, you knew the type of environment and conditions that you were getting ready to play in. So you prepared for that. You prepared for the heat. You did hydrate a little bit more. Last night, I don't think anybody did. But I think the stat sheet really points to an interesting point. The only person who played more than 35 minutes last night in a championship game was Tony Parker. Everybody else, when you look at their minutes, everybody played 32, 30, 22. No one other than Parker played over 35 minutes, which I don't know if I've ever seen a championship game where you've only had one player play 35 minutes. Normally your best players are playing 35, 40, 45 minutes. You know.
Here's my thing. Despite all of that, and despite what we saw transpire, you still walked over to that board and you picked the Miami Heat.
Yes, I did.
Why? Even after what you saw last night.
Well, I'm old school, and the champ is the champ until somebody beats him.
Okay.
And I look at the Miami Heat, and they are champions. The San Antonio Spurs are trying to dethrone the champions. And I also look at the Heat, and I say, if Dwayne Wade is healthy, which he wasn't last year, I don't see the Spurs really having an answer for Dwayne Wade. I think they got answers for everything else. But if Wade and LeBron are on top of their game, I don't think they have answers for both of them.